Robert Eggers making a werewolf movie already sounds like the kind of sentence horror fans were designed to obsess over. But now that the first full trailer for Werwolf has arrived, this project looks even darker, stranger, and more brutal than a simple monster movie. This is not the clean, glossy version of a werewolf story. This looks muddy, medieval, cursed, and deeply uncomfortable in exactly the way Eggers usually wants his worlds to feel. The film stars Aaron Taylor Johnson and takes place in 13th century England, where a small village is being terrorized by something the people cannot fully understand. At first, the threat is hidden. It moves through the edges of the story like a rumor, leaving bodies, fear, and superstition behind. But the trailer makes the truth clear enough. The monster is a werewolf, and Taylor Johnson's character is not just hunting it. He may be becoming it. The trailer begins by suggesting that Taylor Johnson's character has been connected to this curse since childhood. We see hints of an old ritual, strange imagery, and a feeling that whatever is happening now may have been planted years earlier. That gives the story a generational weight. This is not just a man randomly bitten in the woods. This may be a life shaped by superstition before he even understands what has been done to him. Later, he enters a village with his wife and 3 children, only to find a community being destroyed by an unseen creature. The footage keeps the beast mostly hidden, which is the smartest possible move. A werewolf is always scarier when the imagination is doing part of the work. We see the aftermath, the fear, the blood, the funerals, and the panic before we fully understand the shape of the thing causing it. That restraint is important because Eggers understands atmosphere better than almost anyone working in horror right now. The look of the trailer is bleak and dirty in the best way. The colors are drained. Some shots appear almost black and white. Everything feels cold, wet, and ancient, like the world itself is rotting around these people. This is exactly where Eggers tends to thrive. Whether it is The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman, or Nosferatu, he has always been obsessed with making the past feel alien. His historical worlds never feel like museum displays. They feel like nightmares people actually lived inside. That is especially exciting here because Werewolf is not just another modern werewolf movie with medieval costumes thrown on top. Eggers and Shin wrote the script together, and the movie will reportedly use Middle English dialogue throughout. That is a bold choice, and yes, it may make the film less accessible for casual audiences. But that is also the point. Eggers is not making comfort food. He is making a movie that wants to drag viewers into a different century and refuse to make the experience easy. For some people, that will be the selling point. For others, it will be the warning label. But after Nosferatu became a major critical and commercial success, earning strong reviews and serious box office attention, Eggers has more freedom than ever to go weird. Werewolf looks like him using that freedom to make something primal. A Christmas Day release for a grim medieval werewolf movie is honestly wild, but in the best possible way. Nothing says holiday spirit like curses, blood, and villagers screaming into the dark. Aaron Taylor Johnson also feels like a strong fit for this material. The trailer focuses heavily on his physical suffering, his fear, and the sense that his body is betraying him. A great werewolf story needs that. The transformation should not feel like a cool upgrade. It should feel like a violation. If Werewolf can make the audience feel every stage of that change, then the movie could give the genre something it has been missing for a while, a werewolf transformation that feels genuinely horrifying again. The footage also hints that his family may be pulled into the tragedy in a devastating way. We see signs that his wife and children are not simply background characters. They are part of the emotional damage. One moment suggests he may kill someone in front of his youngest daughter, and another points toward villagers or authorities chasing him down. That could turn the story into something more tragic than heroic. He may not be a man trying to defeat a monster. He may be a man trying to protect his family from himself. That idea is powerful because werewolf stories have always worked best when the monster is personal. Vampires can be seductive. Ghosts can be mysterious. Zombies can be social commentary. But werewolves are about loss of control. They are about rage, hunger, shame, and waking up after the damage is already done. Eggers seems perfectly suited to dig into that kind of horror without softening it. The supporting cast also connects the film to a bigger, stranger world. Lily Rose Depp, Willem Dafoe, Ralph Ineson, Jack Morris, Jan Beach Vogt, Richie Edwards, and Bodhi Ray Brethnook are all part of the project, with several names crossing over from Eggers' previous work. That matters because Eggers' movies often feel like closed ecosystems. The actors are not just performing dialogue. They are part of the texture, the voices, the faces, the dirt, the rituals, and the fear. Still, the big mystery is how much of the creature the movie will eventually show. The trailer keeps most of its answers hidden, and I hope the final film is the same for as long as possible. Werewolf movies can fall apart when the monster finally steps into the light and looks too clean, too digital, or too familiar. But if Eggers finds a way to make the creature feel ancient, sick, and almost religiously terrifying, Werwolf could stand apart from modern horror's usual monster designs. The film also arrives at a fascinating point in Eggers' career, which made him one of horror's most exciting new voices. The Lighthouse proved he could go stranger. The Northman showed his scale. Nosferatu brought him back to gothic horror with major attention. Now Werewolf feels like a natural next step, a monster movie filtered through folklore, history, language, and physical suffering, and that is why this first trailer works. It does not explain everything. It does not overplay the creature. It does not sell the movie as a simple action horror ride. Instead, it gives us mud, ritual, blood, fear, and a man who may already be doomed. That is more than enough to make this one of the horror films I am watching most closely. Werewolf is scheduled to hit theaters on December 25th, 2026, so now I want to know where you stand on this one. Are you excited to see Robert Eggers' take on werewolf mythology? Or do you think the Middle English approach could make the movie too distant for general audiences? Either way, this does not look like a safe studio monster movie. It looks like a curse with a camera pointed at it. And if Eggers gets the transformation right, Werewolf could become the werewolf film horror fans have been waiting for. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments. This is where these kinds of films come to life. Until the next story, stay curious, be critical, keep your eyes on the screen. And remember, every film you haven't seen is a new film.